Hi, my name is Melshani Calloway, and today I am going to talk about my group leading report. So I am a social worker for the state of Georgia, and we hold monthly meetings for different reasons. The one that I hold is every third Thursday of the month. And the last one that we had was on December 7th. It was held from noon to 2. And I hold that meeting for basically single motherhood. I would use my conference room downstairs, and it could be anywhere between 5 to 12 group participants at a time. Most of the time, I have a mixture of new members and a mixture of old members. A lot of the old members have come from just hearing about the word in the community, and local resources that were offered to them if they were going through anything at the time. But also, it could be mothers from my current caseload. And, I give that to them as a resource for them to basically just come out, hear what we have to say when we do these meetings. And if there's anything that they like, they can continue to come. Sometimes I do have a co leader. Now, the co leader could be either a veteran worker like myself that can come in and, host with me as well, or it can be a new worker that's trying to learn, what goes on, and see if they want to implement their own meetings, and come up with a whole program around, what they will be meeting about. So the purpose of the group is to address daily topics dealing with single motherhood, and resources from family support, mental health, parenting, just anything that mothers want to talk about when they don't have the support, of a father. Sometimes it's the support of a family, in general. So that's most of the topics of what I talk about. We also have a fatherhood liaison project, and basically it's the same thing as a single motherhood one, but the fathers basically talk about housing, and employment. And basically, we target those areas just because we know that a lot of the times the cases that we get are dealing with single mothers with multiple children, and they need help. So we feel like if we could, guide the father to, being stable, for the family, that would help to deal with the single motherhood issues that we get. So the group dynamics that I'm dealing with is basically it's based on how vested the women are in the group or engaged in the topic. I do discuss different topics, and issues on a monthly basis. But if I feel that there is a particular subject that we need to expound on, either through group activities or team building exercises, then we might stay on that one for a little bit longer. It really depends on the needs of the group. And so, how I usually try to bridge the gap between the new members and the old ones is to do a what I call a what is a dyad, and basically the dyad is an introduction between 5 to 10 minutes, and usually you can discuss. Anything surrounding the topic of the day, similarities or differences that you and your new partner have. Um, but anything to get each other more acclimated to the environment. And so once we do that, basically I try to set the tone of what's going to happen and go forth, because sometimes people can become territorial, especially members that have been coming to the groups for a long time. And then we have new members that also, want to talk and want to provide input. And so the techniques that I use mostly is the drawing out of people and the cutting off of people. The reason why I say that is because, again, sometimes you have members that feel like they can, cut off other people, and just say how they feel and feel as if the person that's new is not that important because they haven't been here long. But everyone's experience is just as important as the other. And so that's a technique that I use, most of the time. I noticed that some of the members can take a while, to warm up to others. And so that is one of the things that I try to be inclusive of everybody and their emotions and what they're feeling. But overall, I love leading the groups. I love learning about people's progress. I love to see people, get an aha moment and catch on to something. And I love pairing mothers with local resources that help them and help to improve their lives. Um, and the challenges that I have is that sometimes that we don't have all the resources to help, and it can become hard. Um, basically just to get the parents on their feet. And I would say that as far as anything I could have handled differently, basically be to expand my knowledge on local resources and also to help in my conflict resolution skills. In my future groups, I'm definitely going to be more open, to inviting different types of topics in, and hopefully I'll be able to help more people as they come along. But that's it. That's all that I have, and I thank you for listening to me.